Okay, all right, we'll get started here. I'm really proud of the guys, staff, everybody. This was a complete team win over a really good football team, really good Oklahoma State football team. And I think Oklahoma State was as advertiser, impressive looking group, and a lot of really good football players out there on that field. But I give our guys a lot of credit. We controlled the football game. Would really give a strong shout out to our fan base. I'll tell you what, at the beginning of that game, what if we got in there 20, 25%? Felt like close to 100%. I mean, that place was rocking. I don't care how many people were in there. And guys, played well, really fed off of it. So not all this talk of not having a home field advantage with limited people in the stadium. But if you were in that stadium tonight, there was a home field advantage, which was pretty special. So very appreciative of that. And then again, just thought we really competed well all night. Overcame some penalties, which are probably the biggest negative for us. Just especially some of the personal fouls, and we had a couple of the two emotional ones that we haven't been having, and we got to do better with. But really, defensively controlled the run game. We didn't let Wallace get loose too much in the throw game, which against them, that's obviously a big key with him being such a great player. Didn't really get Chuba didn't get loose too much, which was, those were, containing those guys, and they're great, great players. And so great job containing them and making them one-dimensional. Offensively, did a lot of good things. I don't think we turned the ball over, once again, which was big. And had a little lull there, kind of late second, early third, and then able to snap out of it and play pretty well there at the end and close it out. So just – you beat a team like that, then your whole team did some pretty good things. So proud of the way we're improving and excited for this closing stretch. Wish we had 10 more games. This team's fun and a lot of fun to coach, and we're starting to play some decent football.
Got a bit of questions. We'll start with Ryan Aber.
Yeah, Lincoln, wanted to ask you about that Jeremiah Hall touchdown there.
Yeah.
Just sort of where that play came from, and I imagine it worked out probably as best you could have imagined there right after Ramondre's big carry.
Yeah, we've ran it before. I'll let you guys go dig up and see if you can find when. It was just as open. It wasn't quite as successful, so a little more successful this time. And yeah, guys executed it well. It was just one of those moments where it felt like the right thing, but you have to have a lot of trust in your guys. One of those plays that you got to really execute at a higher level, and our guys did that.
Jason Kersey.
Yeah, Lincoln, I think Ramondre had 73 yards in the fourth quarter alone. I mean, is that sort of evidence of the difference that he makes for this team when maybe you didn't have that in the early part of the season?
Yeah, he definitely, he's a really good player, and I think he's improving. The fun thing for that kid is he's still got so much more to go. I mean, he's still, relatively still just such a young player. I mean, he in his life has still not really even played a full college football season, and so, but he gets better. And then again, I give our line a lot of credit. I thought there were some really nice holes out there. We did some really, really good things up front against a talented and experienced defense in front that gives you a lot of different looks. So. Good overall effort by them. And I thought Ramondre ran well, hit the holes well, ran tough, and then we got him through clean and was able to make some of those second level defenders miss.
Aaron Emig.
Lincoln, used to not being in a press box. Hey, real quick, semantics question. There was a report before the game that this game tonight might have been in jeopardy at one point last week. Can you clarify anything about that?
Yeah, I can clarify that.
On your end?
Yeah, I wouldn't know about Oklahoma State's end. Yeah, on our end.
How worried were you?
Nah, I'm not going to get too far into that. I mean, this is just a week-to-week deal that we deal with. So we were either going to play it now or try to, rearrange it. But luckily, things trended in a positive direction at the end of the week, and we were able to play it.
Sure. You guys, you mentioned the penalties. I know you don't like that, but the attitude was noticeable from your guys tonight. Is that something you figured you were going to get just based on the run-up to the game?
I thought so. I mean, we talked about all week. We didn't want to come in, people get into all this of, well, you're defending something, whether it's you won a championship in a previous year or you won a rivalry game in the previous year or whatever. And we're not defending anything. I mean, this is this year's team and this year's version, and you know, whatever we're, you know, is in our sights, our goals, we're chasing those, and we wanted to play tonight like we were the hunter and not the hunted, and that was kind of our mindset all week. Both the way we played, coached, the whole thing is, you know, you can't come in big games like this against a great opponent and play conservative. And not that we have, but we really wanted to emphasize that with our players, that we had to play aggressive. We had to go take it if you're going to beat a good team like this, and we, you know, certainly did that.
Ray Murdoch. Move on to Cliff Brunt.
Yeah, Coach, you know, Oklahoma State only completed 15 out of 40 passes, which are numbers that you very rarely see in college football. I understand Oklahoma did a good job of pressuring the quarterback, but can you talk a little bit about how your secondary performed to limit them to that low of a percentage?
Yeah, that's you don't see that very often. I mean, just the high percentage throw game, as good as these teams have gotten, most teams are. So now we were competitive all night, and I even thought, you know, we had a couple flags that went against us. I thought a couple we committed it. I thought a couple were pretty aggressive plays that just didn't go our way. So, you know, we continue to stay aggressive. I thought guys' eyes were in a great spot because they, you know, Oklahoma State does a lot of great things in play action and a lot to try to isolate their guys. And I thought, you know, tremendous plan by Coach Grinch and his staff, and you know, and then I thought the guys up front like executed. And then, like you said, it's all about team defense. When you're getting pressure on guys, you're hitting guys. That's all a part of it too. So, but we certainly held our own on the back end.
Let's go to Keegan Renault.
Lincoln, last year a lot of the talk was about Kenneth Murray and kind of being the cover boy for the speed defense, and just Ronnie Perkins and the energy that he's brought really since he's been back. Is he kind of in that mold for you now? It seems like everybody rode kind of on his back tonight at the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good player, and you know, for us, I know we said this some while he was gone. I mean, he's an emotional leader for us, and not just an emotional leader, but just a pure leader. Our guys feed off of him, and he's got a really good presence with our guys, and having been through, you know, a couple of battles, and so, you know, his energy and excitement to get back on the field with us has kind of stayed, and obviously, you know, you had a good football player in there. It's been you know, he kind of infused him to what was already a pretty good situation up front, and it's made us even better.
Mm-hmm. James Hale.
Lincoln, you got off to such a great start. I mean, you get up 21, you put them on the heel, it changed the whole complexion of the game. Talk about the start tonight, because it really was the telling point of the game. I thought, you know, you got ahead and they could never get caught up.
Yeah, make a run like that early was great. I mean, there's still so much game. I think I looked up I think we were up 21. There's still 6 minutes left in the first quarter, I think, so somewhere around there. You know, there's still a lot of game, but obviously, you know, when you get a chance to create some distance like that, it certainly has an impact, and then you got to go finish. And but no, we just played well early, and we played well on all three sides. We executed. Like I said, the crowd, I thought, had as much of an impact of any game that we've been a part of in this COVID year. So again, you know, that was very, very much appreciated by our guys and our team, and just I guess you could say everybody associated with the University of Oklahoma had a hand in this, and you know, did a great job tonight. Fans, players, staff, everybody.
Thanks, Lincoln.
And Drum.
Yeah, Lincoln. David Uwegbu, he's grown so much throughout this season. Can you kind of talk about what type of ceiling he has, and then would you, I guess, equate Ramondre Stevenson to Samaje Perine as far as just his style and how he, as the game goes on, the third, fourth quarters, he just kind of wears everybody down?
Yeah, no, Uwebu made what an unbelievable play. He's kind of turned into a guy that has a knack for making some pretty big plays, and what a great catch he made on the tip ball. That was awesome. I give that kid a lot of credit. He's done a great job for us, you know, learning that new position, and I think it's been a great fit. Really happy that we made the move, and his attitude, job that that Coach Odom has done and helping him get, ready to play. So now he's been great. And Ramondre certainly has some similarities to P. Ryan, the low center of gravity, the physicality. So now there's definitely some resemblance there, which is a pretty good thing. Yeah, those guys played well.
Okay, a couple more here. We'll go back to Kerry Murdoch.
Got out of work.
Kerry?
It's been too long. I'm sorry. You mentioned, you'd like to have more time with this team. How different is this team right now than it was going into the season, maybe coming out of that Kansas State and Iowa State game? Is it more fun for you to coach this team right now?
Yeah, it's more fun when you win. They were fun to coach then. No, we couldn't catch much of a break. Kind of felt like everything against us, everything in those early games. I mean, we had a ton of guys out with, COVID or suspensions, injuries. I mean, and then even with that, we gave ourselves some really great opportunities to even win those two games when we weren't even near our best. And but I think through the whole time there was a sense, and again, it's easy to say this and maybe harder to believe it and execute it, that we really had something good in that locker room, if that we would just kind of hang in there, that we could break through. And I think we all felt that, even with the intense frustrations and disappointment we had from those two losses. And for staff members, I mean, yeah, it's not saying it's easy, but that's our job. We get up, come to work the next day, regardless of what happens. For our players, though, mentally they had to get past that, and they had to buy in and believe, and they hadn't flinched. And I give them all the credit. They deserve it, and it's just exciting how this team's playing right now, what this team's capable of.
Thanks, Lincoln.
Mm-hmm. And we'll go to Caleb McCurry.
Lincoln, especially with the win tonight, I mean, how good does it feel to kind of be a little more in control of your destiny in the pursuit of a 6th straight Big 12 title?
Yeah, I mean, I mean, whatever. I mean, we're just trying to win. We've been in this long enough that I know y'all get tired of me saying this, but if you just win, stuff takes care of itself. So we don't talk at all about who else is playing who or where we stand. We just know if we win, good things happen. And the more you win, especially this time of year, the bigger the games get and the bigger the opportunities get. So I'm excited that we've been able to win and make these games mean something. Not they would still mean something, but mean even more. And hopefully we can keep doing it.